Hey guys, personal revelation that I had. I was kind of meditating the other day on Gethsemane and just thinking about what he was thinking, and why sweat blood and just, just how he was asking, pleading God if there was a way that he could basically, if there was another way. Um, if that could possibly happen. And I believe as much agony that he was feeling and just total, what must have been uh, conflict in his heart about what he was doing and whether or not it was, um, you know, the best way. I don't believe that he doubted what God had in store for him. I think it was more or less, um, he was just deeply, deeply um, traumatized and just beside himself that the people that he loved most, that he walked the earth with, that he shared his life with, that he spent so much time with, I think the people that he um, cared the most about personally and was affected with. Obviously, you and me, he knew why he was doing it, and he was very much doing it for us. But I think at the time, knowing the pain and the hurt and the grief that his mother and his family, his brothers were going to feel, and the people that he had touched and been with, I think knowing that they were going to go through watching him be just totally mutilated and just without form. I think more than the pain, more than any of that, he was more concerned about how his brothers and his mothers and his sisters were going to feel watching him go through that. It was so, just must have absolutely tore him apart on the inside, knowing. And that's just, man, it just really shakes me up, because any one of us knowing that we're going to be slaughtered and treated like nothing after pouring everything out we had, to the ones we love, any one of us would be self-concerned. And I don't believe for a second that the man thought at all about whether he was going to hurt or he was going to be embarrassed or any of that, or whatever. There's been talk that he knew that the separation from God was coming, and to him that was. But even that, even that, to me, I don't believe that he was even concerned more about that than he was about what his family was going to witness and go through. Because if you think about that, that would be more of a selfish desire, I think, So, man, I just really, next time you're doing communion or you're praying and you're worshiping, you're meditating, just remember, you're talking about a Messiah. You're talking about your Savior who was literally so burdened with knowing that his family and his loved ones were gonna see him suffer. We're gonna see that and be so torn to pieces. He knew his brothers were gonna separate. He knew that they were gonna deny him because of the fear. He just did not want anything to do with that. I mean, that's how much he loves us, guys. That's how much he really, really cares about us. To sweat, to drip blood, to have his beard ripped off, to be mocked and spit at and punched and hit and thrown down and have a thorn, a crown of thorns shoved into your skull and to be beaten and ripped to pieces and carry that cross. None of that, I don't believe, bothered him. He was more worried. He was more grieved that his mother was going to witness it, that his brothers were going to see it, that they were going to be separated because of the fear, because of the hurt. I mean, doesn't that just blow you away? What kind of a person is this? So selfless, so there's not a drop of selfish concern for himself at all in his body. The man 100% is God. I mean, he was God. And just remember that as you're praying and meditating, that this guy is the real deal. I mean, and he loves you. And he did that for us. You know, he took his blood and he anointed you with it. And he brought it to God. And he said, open the heavens, for I have done this for them. Guys, don't forget it, man. Don't forget it. Just remember. Remember as you're praying. Remember as you're meditating on his word. Just those revelations that he'll give you can really just catapult your belief in